What's up, guys? Welcome back to our podcast. It's your favorite students, the poli-sci princesses, and we're coming at you with another episode.
Let's get into it. So I'm one of your hosts, Savannah.
I'm your favorite host, Caitlin.
And I'm your even favorite host, Zaria.
This episode is going to be about feminism. Woo!
All right.
So our research question.
Right.
What is feminism? What can feminism look like across different ethnic groups with a focus on the Chicana feminist movement?
All right. So what is feminism? Who would like to start the combo? Go ahead.
I think feminism is a fight for gender equality, for fairness across the different genders, within equal pay, what you do with your body, how you represent yourself, positions in power, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree. But I also think it's important to acknowledge other forms of feminism along with what Zaria was saying. For instance, there's also intersectional feminism, where we look, intersectionality is multiple identities.
Right.
And when this, for feminism, it's not just looking at man versus woman, it's looking at people with multiple identities. For instance, women, people of color, people with disabilities, and the LGBTQ community. And it's looking at all those people who face systematic oppressions from the systems that we set up in society, so like our social constructs and everything. And it all comes together because they all have a similarity. They all face oppressions.
Yeah.
And so coming together, instead of just the idea that it's man versus woman, we acknowledge that all these people have faced these oppressions against these systems.
It's a fight for equality.
Exactly.
Yes.
Would you like to add anything?
Yeah, so I think intersectionality, if you kind of touch on that, define the vocab word. It was originally coined by Kimberly Crenshaw, and it originally meant the different ways that you can experience oppression based on the different groups that you are a part of, right? So that, being person of color, woman, gay, kind of the same thing that you were saying.
Yeah.
But now what it's grown to mean is encompassing all of the different parts of your identity that you are.
Yeah.
So it's not really about being oppressed anymore. It's more of just like including everyone in the feminist movement.
Yeah.
And we love that.
Exactly. Period.
That's what we're here for.
Yes. So what can this look like across different ethnic groups today?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So for me, I know I talked a lot about the past versus the present. Like in the past, there have been so many instances where women have been put down. Like we were known as stay-at-home moms, nurses, school teachers, but we never have had jobs where we've been more empowered. Versus if you look at where we are now today, I feel like a lot of the female assembly members are currently Latina women. There have been many organizations fighting for females' positions in power, which I think I'll touch more on later. And if you look, even the president of Mexico and I forgot the other country, but they're both women.
Yes, so actually the way that it can look across different ethnic groups, I think that we can kind of the same thing that Zaria was saying, that if we look at it from just the people who hold office in different political landscapes, we could see that there are a lot more Black women making the decisions that have to do with Black women. So I think that that's really important. So when we look at feminism, that we also look at not just, the day-to-day person, but the person making the laws and the rules that affect the day-to-day person. Because when you look at it, communities have a bunch of different types of people in them.
Right.
So that's exactly how the school board should look. That's exactly how the assembly should look. That's exactly how, the Senate should look. It should look like the neighborhoods and the cities and the communities that they are representing.
Right. But we still are underrepresented in these institutions. Like, especially with Congress, we have a lot more Republicans right now currently than Democrats. And with that, it's like, so who's speaking up more for the population,
Exactly.
The Republicans have a bigger voice right now than the Democrats. And majority of the Republicans are white men or white women and not a lot of people of color. Like, there's only a few people of color in there. So we're still working on it, but we are getting more people in positions right now, which is good.
Like if you look at the Latina Leads organizations, what they're doing right now is they're kind of advocating for women candidates for different positions of power, and what they'll do is they'll go out, they'll campaign for them, they'll what is it called when they get them money?
Donate?
No, not like, what is it?
Fundraise?
No.
A?
It'll help them appropriate stuff. With stuff they're passing.
Sure, professor knows what we're talking about.
Right. But they'll fund them and they'll get them to those positions, and I think right now they have like a 67-70% rate. Percent win rate. Wait, no, I'm pretty sure it's actually 67. But
Right.
Percent win rate. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I think that's really like impactful. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, what would we like to discuss next with that?
How it shows up in the media.
Right.
That's good, yeah.
So, you want to go ahead, Sal?
So there's been a history with the media showing mostly white feminism, which is white women leading the feminist movement. And that's because, you know, since they are white, they have more privilege than people of color. And so white feminism is pretty much just like a really small, narrow-minded form of feminism where it's like the man versus the woman. And it doesn't go into the further depths of the oppressions that women face or that other people face. And that's a lot in media. And we can see this within recent movies, like for example, the Barbie movie, where it seemed to mostly be white feminism because in one of the talks that the characters has, she goes down this thing of, you know, it's a very powerful speech about women. Right. But at the same time, it only focuses on that and doesn't focus on the broader idea of feminism that we have currently, that feminist scholars look at right now.
Yeah.
And so that's very apparent in the news, and that's pretty much the only media that the news gets, that the news shows, because that's what gets the most attention.
And I think that's also like what you're talking about how feminism for so long has meant white feminism.
Yeah.
I think that's also why a lot of black women, they consider themselves like a part of like womanism, because feminism for so long has just been about white women. So I think womanism is also, it's the same thing as feminism, but focusing on, it's basically intersectional feminism before intersectional feminism was actually coined.
Right.
You know? But yeah, I think the Barbie movie definitely had a focus on just white feminism. But yeah, but in media, I think that definitely black feminism has shown up a lot on like social media and stuff like that.
Social media for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And then also I feel like social media, because the black women that are in politics, they've been like so reposted and posted on social media, like Jasmine Crockett, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think for me, one example that like came to my head when I was thinking of the question was the Miss Universe competition.
Yes,
with,
I saw that.
Yeah, Miss Mexico stood up for herself when, what was it, the director kind of told her, I think he called her stupid or something.
Yeah.
And the woman that walked out with her, I just think that was like a very powerful movement of women standing up for themselves. And the fact that she won Miss Universe just kind of amplifies that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, that was a very good move. And like going off what you were saying kind of reminds me of like Kamala Harris, because, you know, it was very like late into the campaign that Joe Biden dropped out, and then Kamala stepped up, and she gained so much support overnight. Like the amount of support that she gained is insane. And like there are videos all over people's For You pages like reposting of her campaign, and that just like shows that like it's getting pushed out there.
It is. It's getting pushed, but it's also being silenced.
It is.
And I think that if we bring up Kamala Harris, the biggest thing that stands out to me when I think of Kamala Harris's campaign is when she was talking about, you think you just fell out of a coconut tree, and she's telling she's saying a black proverb, but everyone cut it to make it seem like she was like the dumbest person on the planet.
Right.
And it made sense what she was saying, but when you cut it to the first part, you think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Exactly.
Like, is this what we want running our country?
I saw the remixes.
Yes, and there was remixes, like people were putting Afro beats over it, like that was crazy.
And like I think that just shows how honestly like people who are like obviously uneducated, and also just like some men too, are trying to silence women for speaking out. And like we can look at this when it came to the Chicano feminist movement, right? Where like in the original movement, like the Chicano movement, it was mostly the men speaking up, and like
Chavez, people like that. But I feel like we failed to recognize other leaders of that campaign, such as what's her name, Dolores Fuera.
Yes. And it's like they were trying to speak up, but the men were silencing them because who's gonna supposedly listen to a woman, right? Right. And then the Chicano feminist movement came out, and all these women gathered around to start protesting. And it led to like a movement that was like really impactful for like civil rights and everything in like the 70s and 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're here today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what does feminism look like to you guys
That's a good question.
in your lives?
To me, in my life, it's speaking up for other people. Because obviously I acknowledge that I have privilege with being white, but I'm also a woman, so I still face oppressions, and I'm part of the LGBTQ community, so I face oppressions that way. But I think I'm able to use my privilege of being white to speak up for others and also allow people to have the room to share their experiences and their stories. Like to be silent and let others say what they need to say for others to hear. And also like standing up for them and putting myself in front of them when they're in danger, because there's been so much brutality against people of color. And I think like as a white person, I should go in front of them and like protect them, you know, so they don't face that, because you don't want to harm another human being. Like nobody wants that. So standing in between that and protecting them, but allowing them to have the space to be themselves and express their stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Keelan?
I think the way that, kind of the same thing what Sav said, but definitely standing up for other people. As someone who's very outspoken and outgoing, I think that a lot of the times for me, what feminism looks like is saying the things that people are scared to say, talking to people that people are scared to talk to. So whether that's going to the Capitol and talking to senators or assembly people, if that's like talking to like my high school principal about like the tampons being out in the girls' bathroom and everyone's like too embarrassed to say it. Like I think things like that. And I think that it's just very important that we look at feminism as all of the ways that we can, you know, help different communities and things like that.
And I know like when you talk about communities, there's a lot of bills, a lot of like important documents that come out, but they're all very like academically challenging as well.
Yeah,
right.
So I feel like we also need people to kind of interpret those documents and put them into like more of a common language for everyone to understand as well.
Right.
So there's no misinterpretation.
Exactly.
Yeah, and misinformation that's being spread.
So people know what they're voting for. People know what they're
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what we understand about feminism relating to our ethnics class that we had this past semester at our college, and also to our major as well.
Exactly. Poli-sci princesses, out.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Feminism.
We love
Thank
that,
you.
buddy.
Bye, buddy.
You can see that across all ethnic groups in different ways.
You got this. Keelan.
Wait. Whoa, start it over. Stop.
Feminism.
Names.
Oh.
Of power, and I just really messed up the wording there, but I'm trying to say that women